Everybody wants to get their business booming locally and globally, and Books to Boom Your Business brings to you authors, speakers, entrepreneurs who have powerful books that will make and keep your business and your personal lives booming. Welcome to the show, Books to Boom Your Business.
It's a great day in every way, and wow, I'm your host, Dr. Lotus Riché, for the show of Books to Boom Your Business. And today, I have to take my glasses off for this one. We have a phenomenal CEO in the house today. You don't want to miss this. You don't want your friends or your frenemies to miss this broadcast. We have the remarkable CEO and founder or co-founder of Samaná. You might be saying, Samaná, I'm just going to give you a little taste because I want her, attorney Diana Lynch, to share with you so many amazing things about what she's done, being one of the first women of color to own and operate her very own resort. And you can do it too. And she just might tell you a little bit to show you how. Today, we're going to talk about her amazing book. This book is changing lives in such a dynamic way that people all around the world are already buying it. And if you don't have this book, today, we've got a special opportunity for you to get her book. And I'll give you a little hint about the first part of the title. It's called Don't Leave the Room. And if you are ready to stop leaving the room where you know you're supposed to be to make a change in the one life that God has given you on this planet, then you don't want to miss it. So I invite you, share this out with your friends, use your phone. Some of us have two phones. So go ahead and share it on both of your phones, your iPads, and your laptops, because the best is yet to come. And we'll be right back.
Welcome to the show, the CEO and co-founder of Alma de Samaná Golf Resorts and Residences and the author of Don't Leave the Room, My Journey from Brooklyn to the Boardroom, a CEO's ultimate playbook for commanding every room. Welcome, attorney Diana Lynch.
Hello. In the house. Hello. It's so great to have you here today. I know you've been traveling all over the world, and you're not only promoting your resorts and all the other dynamic things you're doing, empowering women, empowering men, empowering children, educating people, but you're also promoting your new amazing book, Don't Leave the Room.
Yes. Don't leave
the room. So, Diana, I know that millions of people know you around the world, but for some of those that may not be familiar with you, please tell us a bit more about who you are and how you serve the world.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on this platform. Thank you to the audience for taking time out of your schedules to just spend a moment with me to really get an understanding of why this book is so impactful, not only to me, but hopefully for you as well. So I started out, my journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom is really just that. It's been a journey. So I started out from the Brooklyn tenements, Boulevard houses in Brooklyn, New York, and from a single mom with 5 children and where the money didn't go as long as the months. And despite that, she inspired us to be and do anything that God would call us to do. And through that set me upon a trajectory of just amazing things, that vision, not sight. She always taught us to work on vision. And vision are those things that through faith you can envision for your life. If you just only always operate in just what you can see, you limit yourself and you limit God's power to work within that. And so it's been a journey, and it's been a journey built on that philosophy. And so today I stand as a retired, I say I'm retired, although I've never worked harder in my life. Retired attorney, former JAG officer, retired from the University of South Carolina, graduated from the University of South Carolina School of Business and Law, and which took me to South Carolina and then to the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Georgia. So all the checking the boxes and all those sorts of things that I thought I was supposed to do, all the way to the Supreme Court. That's where I thought we would take me. However, God saw differently. And in my journey through my experiences with my colleagues and friends, I started doing a lot of philanthropy, a lot of nonprofits, served as an executive director of Literacy to Legacy, which is a nonprofit organization started at the impetus, just behest of this beautiful young man that I mentored in 10th grade. He was in 10th grade at South Cobb High School. And it inspired me to want to do that for others, because what I thought was an opportunity for me to bless him, bless me. And it still makes me teary-eyed, because it really kind of changed who I was. And actually, I had a roommate who was very executive director of Hands on Atlanta. And what she told me, she said, "What do you do for the community?" I was doing well financially. I was killing the game as far as law and entertainment law, but I didn't really understand. I couldn't answer that question, because it was so much about, doing for myself and uplifting my family. I've always done that. I didn't really understand that that was just to empower me to do more. And since that time, I've been about God's business. And so this journey has been very intentional. And the positions I've been in have all been brought about. See, I'm emotional, guys, because this is real for me. This is real for me, because it's so much more. This is really so much more about what it has given me as a person and how it has built me up, and the people whose lives I've touched and how they've impacted mine. So it's been a journey, and all the rooms that I have entered has had purpose. All those rooms have made me what I am. And even when I thought I was going off course, it too led me back to my purpose. And so this book is really about discerning the room, figuring out where you are in your place in life, who's around you, what lessons are you to learn in those rooms, making sure you do not leave that room until you learn that lesson, leave an impact, and or discern who's around you. Sometimes it's about also knowing that room of one where you're finding yourself, and then the people who are in the room who shouldn't be in the room and who are there for other purposes. So I use this book. This book started pouring out of me as I took my leadership role at Alma de Samaná Golf Resort and Residences, because it was really a mission and vision bigger than myself, bigger than I ever had dreamed I would be undertaken. And it required something beyond what I could give. And so it taught me about those rooms. And in that course, I learned about, I had already done my own practice for decades. I practiced law for 3 decades, mergers, acquisitions, all those things that came to bear to what I needed to do in leading Alma de Samaná. And so this book that had been pent up in me for years came flowing out with the assistance of some amazing people that really inspired me, both in a good way and a bad way, that made the book come to fruition. And so I'm here to just really kind of talk and pour into you guys so that you can learn from this. It's not a book about my life. There are very personal reflections and experiences that I talk about in this book, but it's for emphasis. It's to really give you an understanding, to empathize with what I'm saying so it'll resonate with you. But it is really a journal, a self-help, where you can assess your room and be able to take something from it. So it's yet again me pouring into people, and that's what I love to do.
I want to say that here's the thing. Your resort is one of the largest resorts in Samaná. It is the first resort that is founded, if you will, because you're the co-founder, correct?
Yes.
By a woman of color who has come from the hard streets of Brooklyn, who's come from the boardroom. But now your roots is also in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Which is the deep South, so to speak, where so many people were treated unjustly, not just people of color, but Latinos, African Americans, Caucasians, Asians, a multitude of people were treated unjustly. So this isn't about DEI. This is about the inclusivity of all people, understanding that you must take a stand right where you are and not leave the room. So I absolutely love that.
You know, I'm so glad you mentioned that collective collaboration of all cultures, the emergence of cultures, because every movement that we know about that has been successful has been born on the shoulders of those people who come together from all walks of life. And those are if you look at all the movements, from the civil rights movements to various other movements, it's always been a collaboration. In fact, the land that we have decided to make our flagship of the Alma resort, the Alma de Samaná location, was actually formerly home of Hispaniola, which is known. It was of a beacon, a call to action for those formerly enslaved Americans who had just been freed. And they wanted to give them what Hispaniola had meant to the world at that time. It was a beacon of light for those people who wanted to seek refuge and freedom. And they regrettably have been paying the price for decades, hundreds of centuries, for that stance that they took at that time. But it is on their shoulders that Alma de Samaná and the Samaná Americans actually rest. They were resilient. They took heed to the call, decided that they didn't like what was behind them and wanted to seek better for themselves, to build legacy, to have an opportunity for true freedom. And they set out 6,000 or so of them from Philadelphia and Charleston and all parts of America, and actually landed in Samaná. And of the various groups that actually landed there, they were one of the most resilient, and they survived through the skill set that they ironically got through being enslaved, farming and agriculture, and all those things they brought, that talent that they brought, made it possible for them to be resilient. And over the centuries, they celebrated their 200-year anniversary in last year. And they are an amazing people, as beautiful as the landscape. And they have collectively made it possible for us to own this land, to gather this land, and to assemble it so that we can create something beautiful for our own, and where we can welcome likewise the world to those shores, and we can be the beacon of light that they sought 200 years ago.
Yeah. And here's a thing too, that I absolutely love that you are doing. Not only are you have you created something that's phenomenal, but you've created a place like a haven where people can go and not only own the place. And I went to one of the homes inside one of the bedrooms, not only where they could go and say, hey, I own something here that somebody cannot take away, but I'm at peace. There's harmony, there's tranquility there. And so we're going to share some more about that with all of you. I know you all want to know about this, but she's going to come on one of our other shows, and we're going to take a deep dive into the resort, because you need to know about this. And especially there's so many of us that saying, hey, I want to go, I want to leave and start somewhere else, or I'm ready to retire and I want to start my life somewhere else. And the Dominican Republic is one of the places that you can do it, and she can make it happen, and so can I. All right, so with that being shared, I just wanted to take this time to say again, thank you, Diana, because you just are so multifaceted and you're doing so much. And some things you're doing, people don't even know how you're serving people, how many jobs you're creating by building these places, not only there, but also in Atlanta. That's some secret sauce for y'all. That's some secret sauce. It's for another show. But we're going to get right back to the book, because it's without question that your book is a work of art.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your book is helping people around the world already, because they can buy it. But I have a couple of questions, because you shared so much. Many times women of color are in the room by themselves, because I've been one of those women. Mm-hmm. But many times there are people in other cultures, and they're the only one from their culture in the room. And so this is a playbook to help them stay the course. This is a book to help them understand that they still have value, no matter what the other faces look like, even if they're being met with a stop sign.
Yes.
What inspired you to do that, to be so inclusive of all people and not make it just about just women?
Yeah.
Because when we were working on the book, you said, Dr. Lotus, this is not just about Black women.
Yes.
This is about all people who have been disenfranchised, but who need to understand mentally that they are enfranchised, but they have to take a stand, and it starts inside themselves, and they got to stay in the room. Talk to us about that.
You know, staying in the room is a metaphor, and I use throughout this book various analogies, mainly related to plays. I talk about chess. I talk about the fact that the king is the mission. Mm-hmm. When you have a mission, you have to protect that mission at all costs. And the queen is very versatile. She can move throughout the board. She can make moves that the others cannot make. But her goal in doing so is always to protect the king, to protect the mission. And you may have other players on the field and in your life, and as entrepreneurs, as people who are in business, you understand being in a boardroom and you feel like there's side chatter, there are conversations that are not conducive to not only your well-being, but also counterproductive to the mission. Because you're there to serve the mission. You all should be. However, oftentimes you'll find yourself in rooms where you have to assess the room. So I use these metaphors so that when you go in that next room, when you experience that next startup, a lot of times when we start businesses, we use people who are closest to us, because this is the vision. You pick the people who are closest in proximity to you, but not in vision. They're not equally yoked, and you will hopefully prayerfully find that out very early. And you have to pivot. You have to be able to always assess the room. You have to be able to value those in the room, from those people who are, I said in my book, who are setting the temperature to building the machines that make the temperature, right? Everyone has value. And a lot of times you do not value everyone in the room. And it's a missed opportunity, because in every team, one of my colleagues said to me, I said, I'm working hard. Where's everybody? You'll hear me say all the time, I got enough cheerleaders. I need teammates.
I need teammates.
I need teammates. If you see any successful team, they don't have more cheerleaders than they do teammates, right? The teammates, those that are on the field, trying to make a difference, taking it 1 yard at a time, one play at a time. And these cheerleaders, almost seemingly, are they there for the check because they get the chair? Are they there to secretly undermine your goal and your mission? Are they there just to be bystanders? So when you win, they run out on the field and they take credit. Oh, we all did it. Those are the people who wear you down, take much of your energy, provide little or nothing. And you have to be able to discern that quickly, because when you're impacting a community, when you're trying to change destiny, guys, you have to operate in vision. And if those people are not operating in the same vision, you have to pivot quickly. So you have to, in this book, I create a tool, an opportunity for you to be intentional, to sit down and assess that room, figure out who the knights and bishops, who the rogue knights and bishops who are there to, if they're not going to be the king or the queen, they're going to be the disruptors. They're going to disrupt something. And so this book, how you do it, it's relatable not just to women, it's relatable to all people who are either in corporate America or in business on your own, and or relationships. Because a lot of times we have placeholders. We just want someone there, because as you elevate yourself, the air gets denser. Okay, guys, I'm just going to make it plain. It's denser. Your community shrinks. It's no different than, when you're talking about going to war. I remember a biblical reference when he said, you don't need 3,000. He came with 300. He said, we're going to shrink it to 400, because I want to make sure when the victory is given, is the credit is given where it's due. So I'm at the point in my journey where my credit is given to God. I know my side is over. My strength is over. Everything that happens from this point on is because God led me there. It's nothing I can take credit for. If I look back, my fuel ended a while ago. This is all mission driven. This is all
awesome. Mission driven.
I take no credit, and I want everyone, when you think you've lost everything, you don't have enough energy, you have an imposter syndrome. How did I get here? What am I doing? I shouldn't be here. I don't deserve it. That's when you know you're close, and I can't have you to leave that room because you're almost there.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's mission driven.
Yes.
I want you, everyone, if you've ever been on a mission, if you ever had the drive to be successful for where you are, or if you're on a mission and driving for that success, I want you to type in the comments mission. I want you to type in the comment mission.
Yes.
Because a lot of you have been on your mission, but you think you're by yourself, and you're not. And this book is going to help you to understand, one, that you're not on the mission by yourself, but also help you to identify what is your real mission. Because a lot of times we be out there and we on a mission, but we have not planned, we have not prepared, we have not asked for help, we have not connected with the right people. And sometimes this is why we leave the room, because we don't know what to do. So with that, we're going to ask, we have an ask, because there's a book that I know of, and that book says you have not because you ask not, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm familiar with that book.
I'm going to ask everybody, take your phone out right now. I want you to take your phone out right now. Take your phone out right now. And I want you, please, I implore you to go ahead and take your phone out and share this broadcast out. You might be saying, Dr. Lotus, why are you saying share this broadcast out? We're going to give you about 8 good seconds to share the broadcast out. And then we're going to give you maybe a minute. Matter of fact, we're going to give you a minute to share this out. But first, I'm going to take a sip. What's in your cup, y'all? What's in your cup? What's in your cup? What's in your cup? What's in your cup? Ooh, what's in your cup?
My cup is over.
Yeah, I got a little tea in here that I made. So now that I've given you that time to take a sip, I want to invite you to share this out with your friends. If you've not shared this, share it, and then let us know in the comments who you've shared it with. Because I see a lot of you have been coming in and you talking. Deborah Harris, hey, how you doing? Let us know where you're coming in from. That's right. Nora said it's mission. Angie said that she shared it. And Deborah said mission. Kermit said mission. So you get it. This is a mission-centered book. Everybody's mission. I love it. Angie said, yes, we need to praise ourselves because we deserve it. If we don't, no one else will. Okay. And then Athena, she is sending this out to followers. If you have not sent this out to your followers, if you have not sent this out to highlights, okay, go ahead and take a moment and send this out. And I said, hey, let us know where you're coming in from. We've got folks from the Philippines. We've got folks from New Jersey. We've got folks from Nigeria, Africa coming in here in the house. Fantastic. From Ghana and all over the world. We see you, Shirley Murphy, out of Nigeria, Africa. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Let us know where you're streaming in from and let us know who you've shared this with. And so with no further ado, we're going to kick off 1 minute. Back to you.
Don't leave the room. My journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom, a CEO's ultimate playbook for commanding every room, is a game-changing manifesto for anyone who wants to learn how to thrive and add value in any room. Through the experiences of attorney Diana Lynch, you will learn how to develop your playbook on how to overcome challenges in rooms where you may be dismissed, underestimated, undervalued, or told you don't belong. It is a rallying cry for the bold, the marginalized, and misunderstood, and the fearless visionaries determined to lead despite the odds. In this electrifying book, you'll discover how to conquer the room of one, pioneer uncharted territories, and navigate the challenges that are sure to show up in every room. It's not just a guide, it's a playbook for showing up, staying present, and rewriting the rules of leadership and relevance in a world designed to leave you out. This book isn't just about survival, It's about strategy, adaptability, sacrifice, and revolution. It encourages living with purpose, taking every opportunity for growth, and fully embracing the lessons, blessings, and revelations life offers. Whether you're a leader striving to remain relevant, an entrepreneur navigating a purpose-driven journey, or a dreamer ready to create something bolder and bigger than yourself, Don't Leave the Room will inspire and empower you to lead with courage, compassion, and a fearless commitment to your destiny. Pre-order your copy today.
So there's no further to do but to go to you and say, go ahead and get your copy. You can get your copy now, and you can see right in the chat. You'll see right in the chat that the link is there. You can go ahead and get your copy of her book today. We've also shared this with you. This is where you want to go. Her book is coming soon, but you can pre-order your book. Why do you want to pre-order your book? Because listen, these books are already selling. Okay, these books are already selling, and you don't want her to get sold out and you have to wait for months to get your book. You don't want to do that, because this book is a game changer. How do I know? Because I know. Because I know. I've had the wonderful ability to read certain parts of the book.
Yes.
Because she has endowed us to do so. So that we could understand what the book is about, who she's serving, and why it's so important. And so with that being shared, if you miss out on getting this book, it's not your life that you will miss out on impacting, but it might be your daughter, it might be your son, it might be a friend, it might be someone who is going to be the next president of the country, your country. It might be the next person who's going to go into real estate and teach you how to buy multiple properties simultaneously. So don't miss out. Get your book ASAP. Get your copy now. All you got to do is go right to her link, and you see it right there, CEODianaLynch.com, CEODianaLynch.com, and go ahead and secure your book. There is a QR code there where you can use that QR code, and you can go ahead and use your camera on your phone. It'll take you right to it, and you can get your book pre-sale or pre-sold to you, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but today. So with that being shared, you know, you have done a great work in the book.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have something for every person. And what I love about the book is that you cover what people might encounter in multiple fields. It's not just, you know, in the field of law. It's not just if you are a person that picks up the trash off the street. It's not just the person that is in our produce stores.
Yes.
You know, it's for the person. It doesn't matter if you work for the airlines, if you are in the boardroom, because you know what I've learned from your book? It's a playbook for those that are in the boardroom. But the thing is that everywhere we go, when we are having these jobs, it's a boardroom.
Yeah, it's a room. It's a room. Even in your home, discerning who is in the room. I know many times we think of it as only a business tool, but this is a tool for life. It is really talking about when you need to pivot, really assessing the room, those gatekeepers. You know, I even use some biblical references. Obviously, the Peters who are redeemable. They may have made mistakes, but they're redeemable. The Judases who have no purpose, even though they know you and they know your heart, they will continue to undermine and at their own behest, for their own gain. You have to be able to assess those, and those Marys who stay with you to the end. You have to be able to uplift them and elevate them and acknowledge their value in your life. And, you know, those quiet individuals who don't want shine, who just want to support you and see you win. I have a few of those in my life, and I thank them daily. And oftentimes we get busy and we don't do that. and we hold on to things we don't need, and so it is really a rallying cry for everyone who want to really understand relationships and interconnectivity and collaboration and making sure that you got teammates rather than cheerleaders who show up when the game is won. And have you ever been in a game and the cheerleaders get quiet when you start losing? They don't maybe even be in the corner trying to just separate and distance themselves from you because you're not winning. And that's the thing. You have to have those people who cheer even when it's seemingly you're not winning, because sometimes these losses are to prune you for what God has in store for you. So even in loss, even today with the things that are going on, I can find purpose in even what we're experiencing here in America, what we're experiencing around the world, because it all has purpose. Even those off ramps that you've taken prepare for something else that is yet to come. My experiences at Alma de Samaná with the Rogue Knights and those people who I had to pivot from have brought me to Soul Reserve, which is a holding company that is going to take this vision and mission forward, and not only for sustainability projects to creating opportunities for individuals who themselves may have land and may want to benefit from the blueprint that we're setting up at Alma. So those kinds, and then asking for help. As the first African-American CEO of an international golf resort in the Dominican Republic, I'm not the first African-American. Sheila Johnson has made amazing strides there. Asking for help. I graduated from the University of South Carolina School of Law and undergraduate, and I had discerned that she was teaching there at one point. I would have loved the opportunity to have 5 minutes with her to really you got to know where you can get elevated, where people can pour into you. A lot of times, if you're the biggest thing in the room, you're in the wrong room. You have to understand how you get to the other room and to really be able to humble yourselves. I have no problem with asking. I have no problem with humbling myself. But just really someone who could have maybe opened a door, created an opportunity, a window, someone who could have shared with you their network. Wouldn't have cost them anything, but they do not do it. And I get that. People are busy. People have their own lives, but we have to be about a community and a collaborative mindset. And that's what it also teaches you, because you got to understand and assess who's in the room so you can figure out how they can play into your vision. And sometimes if you think you're an island and you got to do it all yourself, you're missing the opportunity. That's on you. You got to have a spirit of collaboration, and not these people who speak about it, who are the cheerleaders. You need real teammates who are willing to actually come in there and do the work, and therefore reap the reward. So it's I love really it. Important. It's really important work that needs to happen.
I love it. And here's something that I also wanted to share, because not only I wanted to read this first because I think this is very profound. And this is coming by way of the Philippines. And Mr. Carwin says, great analogy about cheerleaders and teammates. We need both, but we do need our teammates to be successful.
Yes.
And I'm thinking we need our teammates to be successful, because when they're not successful, sometimes they have that crabs in the barrel syndrome, but also they need to be successful because you are going to have challenges. And when you have challenges, you have to have people in your corner that's been through it, that know how to rise above the challenge to keep you moving forward, is what I would think. What are your thoughts about that?
You know what? I'm so glad. And thank you, Kerwin, for highlighting that. Let me say this. Let me add to that. When I was with, actually it's my husband, who does a lot of business with me. And I was, you know how we women are. We have our divine nine women know. We have our honey-do list. So I always have this honey-do list, all these lists of things. Look, I'm working here. I'm working 12 hours a day. I'm at this desk all day. And this is your list. And I would say, you're not doing enough. I'm spending 20 hours a day on Alma. I'm 20, all these things I'm doing. You're not doing enough. And he broke it down for me. He said, look, in a game, your teammates, not everyone's on the field at the same time. They have different roles. They have different responsibilities. And you will get frustrated sometimes when you actually want people to operate like you operate. Everyone's not the same. They don't carry your same gift. They have other gifts. And so what you have to do is make sure when you're assessing the room that you don't create and actually put on people expectations that they can't fulfill or that are aligned with what you should be doing. God gave you this. This is your lane. You do the best in your lane, regardless of what everyone else is doing. You do the best in your lane and ask God for people who are teammates who are going to do in their lane. Now, that may not be the same role. And I'll give you a really good example about this. When my church was talking about Pastor Kearney from New Mercy Christian Church, they go, shameless plug. He was talking about how Moses was on the hill. There was a fight. Moses on the hill, and every time he had the staff up, they were winning. When he tired and he lowered the staff, they were losing. So you got to assess this room. Let's play this out. Those down there fighting are complaining. We're down here fighting. He up there holding a stick. What is this? How could he be helping our mission? But he was, because that was his mission, to hold that staff up to right. That was his job. Your job was in the field, and it may have seemed like more grueling work, but you were on assignment. But there were two others who saw he was tiring, and when they saw he was tiring, they came up and they let him sit on a rock and hold his arms up, just so that staff would not go down. Because when the staff went down, they lost. As he held it up, they were winning. So their job now, they're on assignment, is just to hold up the arm so the staff doesn't go down. You may look at him. Now the teammates in the field are like, what are they doing? They need to be down here helping us. That's the frustration when you don't properly assess the room. Everyone has a role to play. Don't give them your role. You take your role, but make sure that those that are in there have a role. And the role, not just sitting by, being bystanders. And I've had enough of that with individuals. Even those that have come to the project in the beginning as investors have been the worst in some respect as far as the mission and vision, because now you're so beholding to them, you can't move the mission. And so picking up a stick and carrying it with you, they hold you back. So some of those, this purging, some of those people may have been with you for part of the journey, but may not be there for the entire journey. So you have to make sure it's a continuing reevaluation process. And through Alma, I've been able to experience all of those individuals who came to the beginning from my one-ish, who's still, I call them one-ish, who's still there, still supporting, still handling, couldn't understand the deception in the room of those that were naysayers, couldn't understand that because he was mission driven and still is. But the others may not have been. And so but they served a purpose. And sometimes they don't continue with you throughout the journey. You want people who are going to help in any way through their gifts, give them to help you. And that's how you assess the room. And that's how you build your teammates. People who do what they say they're going to do, and they do it in excellence. And that's what we're building, Alma.
Right. And so she's given us some golden nuggets here. If you think what she said is powerful, I want you to put a 10 in the comment. But further than that, get the book, because that's just a tasty little morsel of what the book packs. It's power packed, and it's going to impact your life in such a way that you can make the changes that you need to make. Or if you're doing something, you're doing it right, this book is going to help you have the game, the playbook, right? Brother Emilio on there, he said he liked the analogy of the chess, because it's a life is a game, but if you don't know how to play it, you end up on the losing end. So attorney, and she's a doctor as well. She has a doctorate, and sometimes I call her Dr. Lynch. And so right now I'm gonna call her Dr. Lynch. So Dr. Lynch, you understand how to connect with people, and you've connected with Dr. Thea James.
Yes.
Which is profound.
Oh,
Dr. Thea James is your forwarding author, right?
Yes, my forwarding author. She is amazing, Dr. Thea James. I'll say this really quick. When I thought I was a big shot, I said, but maybe I'm in Wikipedia. And I realized I was not in Wikipedia, but Dr. James is in Wikipedia. No. So that's how yes.
Yeah. You know, she just got an award for her amazing work that she does all around the world. Now, Dr. James is an associate professor of emergency medicine at the Boston Medical Center in Boston University. She's the Cobian and advisor of the School of Medicine. She's the president of the Boston Medical and Dental Staff.
You know what she is to me?
And so much more. So I just got to tell you.
She is Alma family. She is so beautiful. I have met very few people as beautiful as she is inside and out.
Beautiful soul. Beautiful soul.
Amazing.
Beautiful soul. And I was so happy to meet her. Just salt of the earth.
Yes.
She is, and so you reached out to her and she said absolutely yes. And so for those of you that are familiar with all the magnificent work Dr. Thea James is doing all around the world, then you already know that she packs a powerful punch. And for her to be the forwarding author on this book, you got to know that it's more. We're not even talking about just emotion or the physicalness of what we're coming through. This book is also talking about it from a health care perspective. Absolutely. Your mental health, your emotional health. And we're so happy that Dr. Thea James is the forwarding author on this amazing book.
I am so honored that she would bestow upon me this honor. So she's amazing. And you guys have to, y'all have to clap it up for Dr. James. She's amazing. Yes. I just really want to make sure that when I say a journey between Brooklyn and the boardroom, I pour into you a lot about my experiences, about the things that you may not know or not expect from someone who has ascended to where quote unquote I have ascended. And it's really important because I think that I can, from those young girls who like myself didn't imagine that I would go to college or even excel in college, or even have people who thought it not robbery to follow me across the waters into something that has turned out to be so magnificent, so much of a legacy build, so much so inspiring for those people who have joined this journey and beyond. And so it is humbling to be able to be bestowed with this sort of influence. And I don't take it lightly, from my Bayesian, my mother's from Bahamas, her family's from Bahamas, my father's from Barbados. And they came here with just a dream and a vision. And because of them and what they instilled in me, I can then pour back into others. And so for all those jewels that God has blessed me with on this journey, I want all of you to acknowledge your jewels. I want you to acknowledge those who have traveled with you. Every one of them have purpose, even those that you've been wise enough to leave on the side of the road. All of them have purpose. And you just got to know as you go, you don't leave the room. Assess the room. If they give you an opportunity, you make a hole so big that they got to bring 3 people to fill it. Okay. So yes. Whether it's DEI or whatever opportunity you were afforded, definitely take advantage of that by bringing excellence. And that's what we hope to do at Alma every day. I bring excellence because that's what is expected of us. And that's what we deserve. And we're going to create a community there, embracing the community that is already there. But people who want to build and own and live abroad, the thing that you would miss, I would think, because that's what I thought when I was like, I'll get a vacation home, I'll make some money off of it. But when I live there, absolutely. I leave tomorrow for Dominican Republic on our construction sales and retreat tour. We're coming strong out the ground, and we are just really excited. And what I would miss was community. So this gives us an opportunity to have a place where we've sold out our founders lot, 67 owners already, and you'll be coming into a community of those that see value in all that we will bring from our sports and entertainment, and PGA golf designer Brandon Johnson lending his hand to this project. It's just going to be amazing. I cannot wait to get on and tell you more about that.
And so let me just say this. We have a surprise show coming up on the Lotus Riché Ignite show. So she's giving you guys some morsels because She's got a surprise, and you guys are absolutely going to love it. So make sure you stay tuned for the Lotus Riché Ignite show that's going to be coming your way in the next couple of weeks, because we're going to talk more about the resort. And her book is going to be one of the first books in the library at the resort. So if you're an author, we're going to be connecting with you. We want you to come and join us in the Dominican Republic. We want to take your book to the Dominican Republic. So if you want your book at her resorts, contact me, DM me.
And I want to say this, and I want to thank you for this platform, for everybody who's joined in and chimed in. We, in keeping with our mission and goal, what we are doing in 2026, we have an Alma Film Festival. Samaná is already known for film, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean. You've seen it, but you haven't been there. It's paradise, the Monte Carlo of the Dominican Republic. But our film festival of 2026 will feature content creators and producers and filmmakers from around the globe. Please follow, like, share, follow us on that journey. It's led by Anthony Page. He's doing an amazing work. So many countries already represented, already putting in their pieces, their documentaries, etc. DR March 2026, Samaná, the Alma Film Festival. And then I want to say one more thing about my book, if you will allow me. What we will be doing in Oxford. Would you want to ask me that question so I can tell you?
So listen, we have the launch of the book coming up on the 25th of this month. We are doing a collaborative effort with the amazing show host, Kim Jacobs. She and I are teaming up, and we may pull one of our amazing friends over in California. We have some people in Africa. They're going to help us stream this on multiple platforms when we do this amazing launch of the book. Now, digitally, we're going to be letting the book out so that you can get this book in your hands. That's why I'm saying pre-order. Why? Because this book, you may not be able to get this book. You may have to wait for months. Why? Because we're doing a physical launch of the book. We're doing a physical launch. Diana, tell them where it's going to be.
At Oxford University in London, the 1st of April. And I will give you the dates, the exact dates where you can stream it live. But I'm super excited to be invited to launch my book at Oxford University, where I will be among all the other authors and content creators and publishers. And it is an amazing opportunity. We'll be going in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be amazing. Oxford University will not know what hit it when it sees Don't Leave the Room, a CEO's journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. We're going to Oxford, folks. The book launch is physically going to be in Oxford. And then after that, guess what? There he is, Anthony R. Page, my brother from another mother. Thank you so much, Anthony. We absolutely love you. We are going to Oxford, okay? She's going to be there in Oxford. So many of our team members are going to be there in Oxford. I'll be more than likely here in the States covering it, because we're going to make all efforts to do it live. So we want to bring you guys in the room. So make sure you get your book ahead of time. We see you out in New Jersey. We see you. There's another phenomenal author, Shirley Patterson. We love you too. And listen, folks, Oxford is where we're going to start the physical, but then we are going on a book tour. She's going to be coming here to Washington, D.C. She will be meeting with some of the hot movers and shakers right here in Washington, D.C. So if you are ready to have Diana Lynch come to your event, DM us, because we don't want to leave no stone unturned. We want her to be able to come to your university. We want her to be able to come to your company event, to your seminars, to your webinars. This is the time to get your book. This is the time to get connected. And oh, by the way, we want to thank all of our team members that have made this possible. We want to thank the Lotus Riché Ignites team, and Diana, why do we want to thank them?
Because they've been amazing. They have handheld, they pivoted, they've done everything we can do. They pulled it out of me. And so what experiences fell to the floor from my experiences at Alma, they picked it up and they forced me to put it in a book. So it's raw and uncut, guys. It talks to you about the crazy from Brooklyn, the subdued from Denmark, South Carolina, all my Denmark family. And you know I'm coming to Brooklyn. From Brooklyn to the boardroom, I have to pay homage to that. And so
yes.
I've been talking to Malik Yoba. He's doing his launch in May 8th through the 11th for Casa Noir. We're going to support that. And in conjunction with that, we're going to actually do something in Brooklyn. So the bookstore is there in Brooklyn. If you want me to come, let me come home. East New York. I will be there somewhere in Brooklyn, and I'm super excited to welcome and come there and just to pay homage to where my beginnings came from. It's been literally a journey.
And so for those of you in Brooklyn, Diana and I, we were on the phone, 2 days ago talking about the Brooklyn event. So we are coming to Brooklyn, okay? And Mr. Yoba is going to be in Brooklyn, okay? So you should be there too. So if you are a bookstore, if you are a restaurant, if you are a lounge, or you have an amazing business which can support this book signing, we want to hear from you. DM me. We want to hear from you. And of course, we are going to Atlanta. We will be doing a book signing in Atlanta. So Atlanta, watch out, because we're coming your way. And oh yes, don't forget North Carolina. Yes, we will come to you for the book signing. Yes, we will come to you, New Jersey, for the book signing. If you want to be in the same room with the remarkable Diana Lynch for her book launch, don't leave the room. We're going on tour, and we want you to be a part of that tour too. So Diana, we got some comments. So listen, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back because some of you have comments, and we love to share the comments all over the world. So listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back, and then we're going to listen, and we're going to read your comments out loud, and we're going to give you some answers to some of the questions you've just asked. We'll be right back.
Don't leave the room. My journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom, a CEO's ultimate playbook for commanding every room, is a game-changing manifesto for anyone who wants to learn how to thrive and add value in any room. Through the experiences of attorney Diana Lynch, you will learn how to develop your playbook on how to overcome challenges in rooms where you may be dismissed, underestimated, undervalued, or told you don't belong. It is a rallying cry for the bold, the marginalized and misunderstood, and the fearless visionaries determined to lead despite the odds. In this electrifying book, you'll discover how to conquer the room of one, pioneer uncharted territories, and navigate the challenges that are sure to show up in every room. It's not just a guide, it's a playbook for showing up, staying present, and rewriting the rules of leadership and relevance in a world designed to leave you out. This book isn't just about survival. It's about strategy, adaptability, sacrifice, and revolution. It encourages living with purpose, taking every opportunity for growth, and fully embracing the lessons, blessings, and revelations life offers. Whether you're a leader striving to remain relevant, an entrepreneur navigating a purpose-driven journey, or a dreamer ready to create something bolder and bigger than yourself, Don't Leave the Room will inspire and empower you to lead with courage, compassion, and a fearless commitment to your destiny. Pre-order your copy today.
Magnificent, fantastic. So we shared with you that we were going to answer some questions and take a look at a lot of the comments. And I want to thank all of you for commenting from all over the world. We've got people from Nigeria. We've got people from Kosovo. We've got people from various other parts of Africa. We've got people from the Philippines. We've got people from New Jersey. We've got people from New York. We've got people from all over. And some of the ones I can't see. We've got people from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Wow. Thank you so much. We've got people from Atlanta. Wow, just from all over. And some of you, I can't see it right now because so many people are streaming in and we're streaming out on several different platforms. But we just want to say we thank you. So I want to read a couple of quick things that a few of you have said. And we want to get some answers for you for those who may have a question. So we're quickly, this is coming out of Nigeria. Nigeria says we have to look for spaces where there's a spirit of community and collaboration, where people give a hand to raise you as an individual. Wow, that's powerful. Coming out of the Philippines, I appreciate when you quoted about pivoting. Sometimes it's really all you need to have a fresh set of eyes, mindset. A little pivot can be the difference between failure and success. Oh my goodness. And out of Ghana says, Maurice in Ghana says, as a chess player, the chess analogy is so great. The strategies and quick thinking it comes with helps you navigate life as if you're in the game. And so listen, folks, you want to be in the game. You want to, some of you are already in the game with no playbook. That's why you keep hitting your head. That's why you got this in the game concussion. But this book is going to help relieve that concussion so you can think clearly, so that you can move forward and do what you're really supposed to do. And Angie says, congratulations with all of the efforts, and continue to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And we've got hand claps coming to you all the way from Kosovo and all around the world. So we thank you. And for those of you that missed the broadcast, please go ahead and hit replay, and we'll be bringing this broadcast to you again today, because we have so many people streaming in and trickling in. And Mr. Kerwin out of the Philippines says, empowering show, looking forward to the launch. And we are looking forward to you being there, and wish I could be in Brooklyn, Maurice said. So who knows, Mr. Maurice, we may be even coming to Africa to talk about this. I've got something special for Attorney Lynch that she doesn't know about just yet. So, and of course, we're going to take it to Atlanta. So with no further ado, Attorney Lynch, we want to thank you for being here on the show today. And we want you to have the final word of the show to say on behalf of your book, where they can get it and when they can get it, which is now. Attorney Lynch.
Wonderful. I want to thank you for joining me on this show. I want to thank you for just actually buying the book, pre-ordering the book, coming to one or if not many of the places that you can meet me and learn about my journey and all the things that are relatable. Be intentional not to leave the room. In any circumstance that you find yourself, whether it's in personal or business or entrepreneurship, there is a reference in this book that will give you some empowering words as to how to relate it not only to your experiences, but to learn how not to leave the room. Please get your copy. Please, when you get your copy, answer the questions after each chapter and enrich yourself and enrich your life with a playbook on how not to leave the room. Thank you for joining us today.
Fantastic. And don't forget to see us and check us out in Fredericksburg, Virginia this weekend. We will be hosting an event. Here you go.
Ready to connect and get connected? Well, join us at the DMV Networking Powerful Connections and Endless Possibilities event, March 15th, 2025, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Dr. Lotus Riché, Janelle Harris, Robin Roots, Debbie Harris, Elaine Croker, and Angela Elting. Be with us and some phenomenal female authors and business owners. We love Marvin Gaye, and we also love his son, Antoine Gaye. Come hear from him as well. We'll see you there.
And don't forget, we will have for you a setup for Attorney Lynch's book. You can come there, you can scan the QR code, and you can get her pre-sale book. So with no further ado, we absolutely love you, and we'll see you next time right here on Books to Boom Your Business. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Ring that bell so you won't miss a thing. And we'll see you on the next episode of Books to Boom Your Business. If you want to be a guest on the show, please connect with us at lotus@lotusricheignitesyou.com. Your Business brings to you authors, speakers, entrepreneurs who have powerful books that will make and keep your business and your personal lives booming.